Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
What are you fucking pushing? Come on. He's a hero. This is a hero.
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Toronto, and folks, it is day number 3 of the Great Canadian Barbecue Rebellion. I speak of Adam Skelly and his fantastic restaurant, Adamson Barbecue. It is now the 3rd day in a row it has been illegally opened, and no, I'm not in front of the barbecue. I'm in front of, rather, a Costco. And the reason I'm here, folks, is we are literally within walking distance. I estimate maybe 400 meters away from the restaurant. We're going to find out for sure. And as you can see, it is just jammed to the gills. You can barely find a parking spot. And hey, with good reason. What a business plan, eh? Have the premier of the province shut down all your competition. Where else are you going to go to shop? And not just for the essentials like groceries, but shoes, flowers, clothes. So if you're in the clothing business, the shoe business, if you're a florist, well, you are, you know what, out of luck, because you can't sell your wares, but they can behind these walls. It is grotesquely unfair. And also, if the restaurant is being shut down in the name of health and curbing the Wuhan virus, how can you possibly explain the long lineups of people in here, the lack of social distancing? So from a medical perspective, folks, it doesn't make sense. Now, a quick update on Adamson Barbecue. In the wee hours of the morning, city officials, under the auspices of Toronto Public Health, went to Adamson Barbecue, and if you can imagine, they have changed the locks. Now, we've been told that there was a back door that Adam Skelly was able to get in, so he is at the restaurant. We're going to go there right now, and in the meantime, I'm going to count the number of paces from this Costco to Adam's restaurant, just to illustrate the sheer insanity of how a little mom and pop restaurant gets shut down, yet a humongous big box store gets to operate with impunity. I just don't get it. Well, folks, this is absolutely incredible. I'm at the corner of Queen Elizabeth Boulevard and Taymall Avenue, and the restaurant, Adamson Barbecue, he's actually on 7 Queen Elizabeth Boulevard. But look at this. The police have actually blocked the street off. On whose authority is this allowed? This is quite literally the King's Highway. These are taxpayer-funded streets. There's not an emergency. There's not like an oil spill or a multi-car pileup, but they are, I guess, preventing supporters of the Adamson Barbecue from driving up to his restaurant. And you can see really how the city is coming down with every possible weapon to try to put this poor entrepreneur out of business. It's all the King's men and all the King's horses have been dispatched to put out the life of this little restaurant once and for all. And to the northwest of me, here is this humongous Costco where it's business as usual. Can you tell us why the street has been shut down?
It's been closed down for everyone's protection. So that just because of all the protesting that's going on there, we've had a little too many close calls down there, so we just close it off.
Oh, you mean traffic close calls?
Cars and, well, you were here the other day, right?
Yes,
so
yes,
it's just in case, we just shut it down. So that way anyone going by is not paying attention, they don't hurt anybody that's standing on the street, that's all.
Okay. And officer, I'm not trying to give you a hard time, and we back the blue, but I mean, surely in this city, with the homicides out there, the sexual assaults, the burglaries, I mean, there must be a better use of your resources than, trying to shut down a little restaurant here.
I can answer that. You're going to have to ask my sergeant. and above as to why we're here. So in terms of reallocating our resources. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you stay safe, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Take care.
Yeah.
Well, folks, you can see it's a decidedly different look here at Adamson Barbecue. A huge police presence. You would think there was an active shooter event as opposed to somebody grilling up brisket for the barbecue. And the parking lot has been blocked off by multiple police cruisers. Not that I think that's necessary, because as we showed you earlier, they've already blocked off the street, so there's no car traffic here coming to park in the first place. In any event, I think I see Adam getting out of his truck here, so let's go talk to him.
Legally, the Reopen Ontario Act, they don't think that these emergency orders are going to hold up in court, so we're going to challenge that. I have my summons for, I believe it's February 9th, for violating the Reopening Ontario Act. I've been told today, they've changed my locks here. I've been told that...
So that is true. In the wee hours, the city, Adam, came and changed your locks here at your restaurant.
Yes, they did. My key no longer works. They told me if I try to gain access into the building, into the front of the building, the restaurant space, that I'll be arrested for, I don't know, something.
On whose authority were the locks changed and these orders of you being arrested for putting new locks in? I mean, is this coming from Toronto Public Health?
Yes, apparently Toronto Public Health now has jurisdiction over this building. Now, the back of our building, we have about half the building. The front is the restaurant, and in the back we have a welding shop where we're going to be building some smokers. So we have access to the back of the building, we have access to the property, and at 11 o'clock today we're going to open up and see how it goes. They just went for a coffee, but they've just been here supporting me. They're waiting until I get charged, see what happens, see if I get arrested and taken out today.
Adam, to me, this is a surreal scene. There's so many police cruisers. It's almost like it's an active shooting scene as opposed to a restaurant just trying to cook up some brisket. I mean, this must be incredible stress for you. You're just trying to run an eatery here and serve a lot of happy, hungry customers. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling amazing. Are you kidding me? Look at everybody who came out to support. I put out a call for help today, and the people have arrived. So we're going to open today, and we're going to see what the people of Toronto say, whether they want to be able to eat in a restaurant or not. You know, Doug Ford told me that as the small business owners, that our sacrifices would always be remembered. But you know what? I did not sign up to be sacrificed, and this never went to a vote, and today the people of Toronto are going to be voting.
Okay, well, it's good to hear you're not a sacrificial lamb. The only lamb is going to be on the grill today, I guess. And and Adam, I mean, have the police indicated if customers come here, obviously this will be in violation of the number of indoor-outdoor group limits. Will have the police indicated that individual customers will be ticketed?
They said that customers may be charged with obstruction as well for coming into the restaurant.
Okay, then. And logistically, since they've closed off your parking lot here,
They've actually closed off the entire street. They've blocked it off here at Royal York, and they've blocked it off there just east of the Costco. So if you want to get here, you have to park on the other side and walk over to show your support.
Isn't that funny?
I definitely don't think that anybody should pull over on the side of the Gardiner and park right here, just west of the Royal York overpass. That would be a terrible idea.
That was so kind of them not to block off the access to the Costco, because we looked at the parking lot and it was jammed, but no health hazard there, I guess, eh?
I don't know. You know what? I'm taking a stand today. I say I am essential.
Okay.
This business is essential.
And Adam, logistically, how are you going to serve your customers when they come here for 11 a.m., which is less than an hour away?
The door will be open here, the roll-up door. Well, I don't know. I saw on video they might have put some screws in it, so there might have to be some creative ways to open up the doors. I'm not sure. We haven't gained access to the building yet.
And in addition to all the fines you got yesterday, do you think you'll get additional fines today as well?
I did not receive any fines yesterday. I received some summons because I was in contravention of this Reopening Ontario Act. There was no fines laid on me or anybody else. Today, what they've told me is if I open up the building, I'll be charged with obstruction.
Okay, let's see how it plays out. We'll be here to cover it.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you. And also, folks, as you can see, we're at the corner of Royal York Road and Queen Elizabeth. This is the other way of getting to Adamson Barbecue. It has been closed off to all vehicle traffic. So if you're a pedestrian or cyclist, you can get to the restaurant. So I guess in one respect, Greta Thunberg must be smiling. There's certainly a lack of a carbon footprint occurring here, but just wait till the grill gets fired up. Well, remember in the 80s, Clara Peller, the spokeswoman for Wendy's, her line, "Where's the beef?" Well, it just went right in there to get grilled up, and there's plenty of happy customers, and we've just been informed that there's 2,000 people evidently coming from a rally at Queen's Park. I believe this is the rally that Randy Hillier was attending, and they might be here any minute. So the throngs are going to grow, even though the police have closed the roadways. And I see your crew here. It's freedom is normal, but
we all have.
My rights don't end where your fears begin. But you know, isn't that part of the problem these days, my friend, that freedom is becoming less and less normal? We have so many restrictions on our freedoms, things that we took for granted maybe in yesteryear, we've seen in 2020 have been taken away. What do you think's going on behind the scenes?
Well, that's why our group here, we're not against masks. We're not anti-mask. We're pro-choice. We're pro-freedom. If given all the right information and everything, you should be able to make your own choice whether or not to wear a mask or not, or to go into places such as this or not. It's not up to them to stomp on our rights like this.
And Kellyanne, isn't it true that just several weeks ago, none other than the World Health Organization, and believe me, I'm no fan, but as the saying goes, even a broken clock is correct twice a day, they said locking down the economy is not the way to go to flattening this curve. So we keep hearing from our political leaders, from Justin Trudeau, Doug Ford, Mayor Tory, that they are dependent on medical advice, scientific advice. But if the WHO is saying this, then who's advising them?
No, nobody's advising them. They are not backed by any scientific evidence, and it's time for the people to stand together. If we don't stand up for each other and for our businesses, what do we have? We don't have a democracy anymore. So I encourage everybody out there, every business owner out there, to perform united non-compliance.
Folks, it's just 11:15. The Adamson Barbecue normally opens at 11 a.m., but we literally have a standoff here. We have a group of Adam Skelly supporters blocking the police officers behind me from going into the restaurant, and it's really a chaotic situation here. More and more people are coming here, and I guess we'll just see in the minutes ahead how this standoff is gonna play out. Are the police going to use force to get in and arrest people, or are they going to back down? Stay tuned.
Everything you're doing today is illegal and unlawful. I want it all on record.
Open peacefully. Will you guys stand down and allow me to open peacefully?
Health order closure.
You don't have to be warrant. Yes or no is satisfactory. You will not allow me to open peacefully. This is not lawful.
Public bylaws do not apply to living
let me answer the question.
And answer your question, though.
Do not apply.
Okay, so let me ask you your question again. Your name, your rank, and your badge number.
Back up, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, I've asked you multiple
Okay,
times. Back
now
up.
please, give me your
You're
justification
reaching over my head.
for
You're reaching over
violating
my head.
his Charter of Rights and Freedoms under the emergency order. Every emergency order must be met with justification, and that justification must be proven every 30 days. Doug Ford saying we can't know his experts and we can't see the data is not justification. So until you can provide me justification for violating his Charter of Rights and Freedoms on multiple levels, you have absolutely no legal authority to be here, and this is an unlawful thing, and everything you're doing here is going to blow up in your face. Because he's going to take it to court.
What are your fucking question? Come on.
It's open! Be careful, be careful. It's open! It's over, go! Go out here, bitches! Fucking home!
Let me get some breath first. All right, Pedro, let's get some meat in. Let's start feeding these people.
You better leave! Go
China, you going? I don't know what we're trying to do here. These piggies better stand down. They're gonna get fucked up. Piggies, you better stand down. God is watching you. You better stand down. He's fucking watching. They better.
They're just getting themselves in more and more trouble by the second. This is what united non-compliance looks like. When everybody from all walks of life realizes that this is full of shit and they can't do anything. Look, we're here, we're inside. I'm gonna start cooking. You want something? I'm gonna make you some food right now.
You're all getting sued. Buddy, stop pushing this guy. No, get this guy. Oh, it's okay. Put him in! Put his hand! Put his hand! Stop this guy into my shirt! Put him in!
Well, folks, it's coming up for 12:30, and just about 5 minutes ago, we had the door that was locked down by the city actually smashed open from the inside out, and then all hell broke loose. A lot of people here tried to cram themselves into the restaurant.
Stop it. Shame on these police. Shame on these police. Look at what they've started now. You're a hero, Adam. I love you guys. Move back. Small business. Small business. Small business. Get back. Shame on you. How does it feel to stop families from feeding their kids? You're stopping them from feeding their kids. Adam, we got your back. Who's gonna feed this guy's children? Who's gonna feed his kids? Shame on you, brother. Who's gonna feed his kids? He's got my wrist, bro. Get back. I'm just adjusting these guys. Shame on you, brother. Shame on you, brother. He's a hero. This is a hero. Why are you arresting him? Why are you arresting him? Adam. Shame. You fucking Gestapo bastards. You should be ashamed of yourself. Go back to Nazi Germany. What the hell?
Watch out, watch out.
God is with you. Good job, guys. God bless you, man. Good job, Gestapo.
Well, folks, it is the morning after, and the Great Canadian Barbecue Rebellion has been quashed. All the King's men and all the King's horses, and I speak of King Mayor John Tory, made certain of that. And as you saw, Adam Skelly was led away in handcuffs into a police cruiser. He'll be having a bail hearing at this courtroom in the hours ahead. And what Adam was charged with, well, one count of attempting to obstruct police, one charge of failing to leave when directed, one count of mischief and failure to comply with the Reopening Act. And well, Mayor Tory, he's gleeful about it. He was on on breakfast television rather, and this is what the mayor had to say, quote, "He, Skelly, is putting people's lives at risk in terms of the spread of the virus," end quote. Really? Really, Mr. Mayor? Adamson Barbecue is the a super spreader for the Wuhan virus when just 400 meters down the road there was a Costco superstore packed to the gills as usual, but little Adamson Barbecue, that is the problem? I find that extremely hard to believe. And also, it speaks also to the double standard and the hypocrisy that we see in the nation today when it comes to the rule of law. You shut down railroad tracks for weeks on end, causing harm to the Canadian economy in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Police will just idly stand by and twiddle their thumbs. You can have a violent protest in the name of racial or social justice, and law enforcement and the authorities, they just turn the other way. But a small mom and pop restaurateur tries to reopen and commits the egregious crime of trying to make a living for his family and to serve hundreds of customers. Well, Mayor Tory, you will throw the book at him. And by the way, Premier Ford, there's plenty of blame to go around here, and if you can just put down that heaping spoonful of cherry cheesecake for a second and listen to me, here's my question to you, Premier. What happened to your 2018 promises of Ontario open for business? What happened to the promise of for the people? Clearly, that is not the case. You, Mr. Premier, have not come as advertised. So we'll see what happens, like I said, in the hours ahead when Adam Skelly has his court hearing. We will definitely cover his trial, of course. But you know what, folks? It's too bad that lying and hypocrisy and embracing a double standard is not a criminal offense in Canada, because I would argue that it would be Mayor Tory and Premier Ford on the stand here, and wow, I think I'd throw away the key. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, if you can, please go to journalistdefensefund.com. If you're able to, make a donation. Sometimes we have lawyers to pay, other times it's bodyguards, but it's worth it when it comes to bringing you the other side of the story.